Hello students. So by looking at the video thumbnail, you must have understood what I am actually going to discuss today. I'm going to discuss the previous year assignment questions of NSOU's PGEG paper 5 along with solutions. Okay. So you know actually the sole purpose of making this video is to help you understand how to comprehend questions, evaluate them, and choose the correct option in the right manner, and also understand in what pattern of questions can be asked. Okay, so this video is solely aimed at the helping you understand assignment questions and the answers, by which I mean the correct option and why it is correct, why I'm choosing that particular option is correct. I will also explain, and I will also explain about the correct answer to each question, so that you also get a brief knowledge of the topic. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So our first slide, our first question. So here is the question, guys, that in which work of T.S. Eliot, just read that. In which work of T.S. Eliot was the phrase disassociation of sensibility? This is the phrase, guys. Disassociation of sensibility, okay? Introduced. In which work among these four? Just understand the question. Option A, essay on Hamlet. B, metaphysical poets. Next is frontiers of criticism, and D is tradition and individual talent. Okay, so are the options. So which one is correct option? So correct option is, guys, metaphysical poets. Why I'm saying this? Because the phrase you can see here, this phrase, this association of sensibility, was introduced by in T.S. Eliot's essay, The Metaphysical Poets. This essay, guys, this essay, which was first published in 1921. You can note down this timeline. 1921 it was published, and this essay actually explores the poetry on of 17th century poets, like if I say John Donne, metaphysical poet he was also. So John Donne, George Herbert, and Andrew Marvell. All we know about Andrew Marvell. And Eliot actually uses the phrase, this particular phrase, to describe a perceived split between uh, thought and feeling in poetry that occurred after the 17th century. So that is why this work is very much important, and this option is a correct option. So let's move the next question, next slide. So in the next slide you can see that second question, this is the second question. So we can see that the question is who rejects the frequent use of binary oppositions in structuralist criticism? As we know, as we are understanding that this question asked from structuralism by Ferdinand de Saussure. याद है Ferdinand de Saussure? Structuralism, post-structuralism, deconstruction. Do you remember? So the question is like, who rejects the frequent use of binary oppositions in structuralist criticism? Structuralist criticism, okay? Understand the questions. So options are Claude Lévi-Strauss. He's very much important, guys. You need to read about him in your SLM. And he was also structuralist, and he was also working with Ferdinand de Saussure, sir. Okay, so the options are Claude Lévi-Strauss. Second one is Michel Foucault or Michael Foucault. Michel Foucault, actually Michel Foucault. Third one is Jacques Derrida, a French philosopher. Do you remember? And Roman Jacobson. So which one is the correct option? I'm giving you 5 seconds. Just understand the question and uh, just understand why whatever I am saying now, the options is correct. So why I'm saying this option is correct. Just understand. Option C, guys. This is the right answer. Jacques Derrida. Now, why I'm saying Jacques Derrida? Because the thinker who rejects frequent use of binary opposition in structuralist criticism is Jacques Derrida. Derrida known for his development of deconstruction. Do you remember deconstruction by Jacques Derrida? Okay, so he actually known for his development of deconstruction, critiqued the reliance on binary oppositions in structuralism, and arguing that such oppositions are often unstable and hierarchical, and leading to the idea that meaning is inherently differed and contextual rather than fixed. Do you remember fixed meaning? Fixed meaning. Okay. So basically, this particular question's answer, the right option is Jacques Derrida. Okay. So let's see the next slide. Here is the question that in Dryden's essay on dramatic poesy, John Dryden's essay on dramatic poesy, who speaks for ancients? आप लोगों को पता ही है कि ड्राइडेन का जो ऐसे ऑन ड्रामेटिक पोएजी है जिसमें 4 लोग रहते हैं, यहाँ पे इन 4 लोग का नाम भी है. ऑप्शंस आप लोग देख लो. क्राइट्स, यूजिनस, लिसिडस, नियंडर. सो ये 4 लोगों का नाम भी है. सो किसने एंशियंट्स के बारे में बताया? गाइस, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. ओके, एक्चुअली द राइट आंसर इज क्राइट्स. व्हाई? Because Christ who presenting Sir Robert Howard, Robert Howard, okay, Howard, Robert Howard, okay. So actually he was presenting Christ who presenting Sir Robert Howard defends the ancients and point out they invited the principles of dramatic art paved by Aristotle and Horace. Okay, so Crites opposes rhyme in plays and argues that thought, you know, you know, he actually argues that though the moderns, excel in sciences, the ancient age was the true age, true age of poetry. Okay, and Lycidas defends the French playwrights and attacks the English, tendency to mix genres. So Neander speaks in favor of the moderns and respects the ancients. So Crites who actually speaks for ancients. Okay, so right answer is Crites. Okay, next let's go for the next slide. So here is a question. I'm not going to make this video so much lengthy. I'm just going in quick mode. Okay, so let's go for the next question. Question number 4, that who was the first person to introduce the term thick description? This is very much important, guys. Who introduced the term? This is the term thick description. This is the term, understand? Okay, this is the term. So who actually introduced the term? So the right answer is he, Gilbert Ryle. Gilbert Ryle. Actually, the term, if I say about the term actually was first introduced by Gilbert Ryle in 20th century. Gilbert Ryle was a philosopher. Okay, the prominent philosopher in that time. So you know the predominant sense in which it is used today was developed by anthropologist uh, Clifford Geertz. Clifford Geertz. He. I'm talking about he. Okay. So you know he, the person, in his book, uh, you know, in his book, The Interpretation of Culture, which was published in 1973, to characterize his own method of doing ethiography, and grades elaboration on the concept in the interpretation of cultures. Indeed, became influential in the field of uh, ethnography. Okay, so the term actually coined by Gilbert Ryle. Okay, understand that. So let's go for the next slide. So here's the next slide, and next question is, who used the term interpellation to describe the process by which ideology constitutes individual persons as subjects? So this was the question in part 2 last year assignment exam. So the correct option is, wait, the correct option is Louis Althusser. Why? You may ask why. Why this is the right answer, correct answer. The term interpellation to describe the process of by which ideology constitutes individual persons as subjects was introduced by Louis Althusser because he was a he was a French Marxist philosopher and developed the concept in influential essay Ideology and Ideological State Apertures. In this particular essay he used this term. The essay was published in 1970. You can write down ideology and ideological state apertures, sorry, apparatuses, ऐसे करके था, मतलब apertures नहीं, apparatuses ऐसे करके, मतलब टी है बीच में, तो कभी कभी मैं उसको apertures कर देता हूँ, मतलब apertures नहीं, उसका होगा ideology and ideological state apparatus, and ये publish हुआ था in 1970. And he actually used interpolation to explain how individuals are hailed or uh, called into subjectivity through ideological institutions and practices such as family, education, and media. So guys, the correct answer is Louis Althusser. Okay, just remember this. Okay. So next question is, let's go for the next question. Next question is, wait, who was the first modern critic and could be called the critic's critic? This is very important and very easy question, guys. This is very easy question. I think आप लोग को ये पता भी है. Simple, Matthew Arnold. Come on, all we know. Critic's critic किसको कहते हैं? Matthew Arnold was the first modern critic, and called could be called the critic's critic. Understand? कौन हो सकता है? Obviously मैथ्यू आर्नोल्ड. इसमें बोलने की क्या बात है, मतलब मैथ्यू आर्नोल्ड. Okay, right option is Matthew Arnold. Why? You may ask why. Matthew Arnold timeline was 1822 to 1888. This is important, guys. That is why I'm saying that, and you can write down this. And Matthew Arnold actually, who is often referred to as the first modern critic. He was the first modern critic and the critic's critic. Arnold was a prominent Victorian poet. That is why I'm saying, uh, just write down the timeline: 1822 to 1888, 1888, 1888. This was the timeline of him. Okay, so Arnold was a prominent Victorian poet and critic, and he is known for his influential literary criticism, particularly if I say his essay on poetry and culture. He emphasized the importance of cultural criticism and the role of literature in addressing the spiritual and moral needs of society. Even guys, मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड ऐसे थे जिनको टीएस एलियट बहुत ज्यादा वो प्रेस करते थे, बहुत मानते थे टीएस एलियट, मतलब गुरु के हिसाब से ही मानते थे मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड को, टीएस एलियट. ओके, so the right option is Matthew Arnold. Okay, so next question is, what is the meaning of ethos and described in Aristotle's formative elements, the tragedy? I think all we know, ethos, you know, ethos, mythos, Dionia, all we know, na? All we know. So here is the question: what is the meaning of ethos? Ethos as described in Aristotle's formative elements of tragedy. There are four, right? Four or six? Four or six? I think six. Six, guys, six. Plot, character, thought, diction, and remaining to a melody, spectacle, remaining to a melody and spectacle. So, which one is the right answer? इथॉस कहा, समझो, इथॉस बोला गया. सो इथॉस अगर मैं बोलूं प्लॉट, प्लॉट को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? प्लॉट, प्लॉट मतलब मिथॉस, याद रखो, मिथॉस. प्लॉट इज मिथॉस, कैरेक्टर इज इथॉस, थॉट इज डायोनिया, सॉरी डायोनोया, ऐसे करके मतलब है, मैं प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ अभी. स्पेलिंग याद है, आप लोग लिख सकते हो, DIANOIA, डायोनिया, ऐसे ही तो होगा. डिक्शन, डिक्शन, डिक्शन मतलब लेक्सिस, याद रखो. और मेलोडी कहा ना मैंने, मेलोडी को कहते हैं मेलोस. मुझे देखो कब पढ़ा मैंने, मतलब 2-3 साल तो हो ही गया होगा, अभी भी याद है यार. आप लोग भी याद रखो, मेलोडी, मेलोस, स्पेक्टेकल, ऑप्सिस. सो मैंने क्या कहा, प्लॉट को मिथॉस कहते हैं, कैरेक्टर को इथॉस कहते हैं. तो यहाँ पूछा क्या गया, यहाँ पे पूछा गया इथॉस. सो ऑब्वियसली क्या होना चाहिए राइट आंसर? कैरेक्टर. कैरेक्टर को इथॉस कहते हैं, इथॉस ना पूछा गया. सो राइट आंसर इज कैरेक्टर. ओके, so let's go for the next slide. Question number 8. Who popularized the term anxiety of authorship? Who popularized the term anxiety of authorship? Okay, so what do you say? What do you think, guys? Which one would be the proper answer? What do you think? I just want to say a simple fact that this is the term, and this term, among the Gilbert Cooper, Simone de Beauvoir, Virginia Woolf, and Betty Friedan. So this particular term, anxiety of authorship, was popularized by Gilbert Cooper. Gilbert Cooper. Okay, sorry, Gilbert Cooper. The full name of him actually, uh, uh, Gilbert, not Gilbert Cooper. It's Gilbert and Cooper. I made the mistake actually. Gilbert and Cooper. Gilbert and Cooper. Sandra Gilbert. The full name of Gilbert is Sandra Gilbert, and Goober is Susan Goober. These two are actually literary critics who actually and literary critics known for their collaborative work, particularly if I say the mod man in the art attic ऐसे करके एक वर्क है, आप लोग देख लेना, ठीक है. मॉड मड वुमेन, सॉरी मैड वुमेन, द मैड वुमेन इन द एटिक करके एक मतलब वर्क है. एंड द ओमेन राइटर एंड 19th सेंचुरी लिटरेरी इमेजिनेशन, ऐसे करके भी एक वर्क है उनका. मतलब ये पूरा ही, मतलब ये जो मैंने बोला अभी, द मैड वुमेन इन इन द एटिक, इसका सब टाइटल है, ये अलग नहीं है, सब टाइटल है मतलब द वुमेन राइटर एंड द 19th century literary imagination. Okay, this is just a subtitle, and it was published in 1979. Okay, so in this particular influential book, they explore the challenges and anxieties faced by women writers in male dominated literary tradition in that time. Okay, so highlighting the struggles in that time, highlighting the struggles of female authors to establish their voices and identities in the literary canon. So this kind of elements we can see, and this kind of incidents we can see. So Gilbert and Gober is the right option. Okay, so let's go for the next slide. Next slide is the next question is, according to Aristotle, just understand, according to Aristotle, how many constituent elements does tragedy have? थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने बता दिया है, आई थिंक आप लोगों को पता भी होगा. बताता हूँ, रुकिए, कौन सा क्वेश्चन में बताया, ये इस क्वेश्चन में बता दिया मैंने. सो बेसिकली ये जो क्वेश्चन, इसका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए आप लोगों को भी पता है. सिंपल, हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स बता तो दिया, 6. According to Aristotle, tragedy has 6 constituent elements. These elements actually as outlined in his work, Poetics. Elements are plot matlab mythos, character ethos, thought dialonia, diction lexis, melody melos, spectacle opsis. ऐसा करके याद रखो, बहुत अच्छा अच्छा मजेदार, मतलब ये चीज मतलब लगता है रटो, फिर आप लोगों को खुद ही याद आ जाएगा. थोड़ा रटना भी चाहिए, ठीक है. So there are 6 elements. So the right answer is 6. Okay. So next, go for the next question. So peripetia. Okay, this is a term. Okay. So what is the meaning of peripetia as described by Aristotle? Actually, peripetia, the turning point. What is the meaning of peripetia? I just want to say that peripetia, the turning point in a drama after which the plot, moves steadily to his denouement. Okay, denouement. In Aristotle's analysis of tragedy in his, work Poetics, peripetia refers to a sudden change or, or reversal. The proper meaning is sudden change or reversal. So obviously this is the right answer. Sudden change or reversal, if I say. So here is a option, and here is a sudden reversal. Okay. So sudden change or reversal I'm saying, but sudden reversal. Okay, so this is the right option. uh, Sudden change or reversal of circumstances, actually often involving characters, fortune, or situation. These reversals typically occurs at a critical moment in the plot, and leads to a shift in the direction or outcome of the story. So that is why uh, the meaning is sudden reversal. Okay, remember this. This is also important. Aristotle is very much important, guys. So next question we have, who sorry, excuse me. Who defines sexual politics as the arrangements whereby uh, one group of persons is controlled by another? Okay, this portion is in invited comma, just understand. This portion is in invited comma. So basically, who defines sexual politics as the arrangements whereby one group of persons is controlled by another? Basically, Kate Millard was the person actually, guys. Kate Millard, if I say the timeline, so the timeline was 1934 to 2017. Okay, Kate Millett. Okay, so who actually defines sexual politics as the arrangements whereby one group of persons is controlled by another? Okay, so this was actually in her influential work. एक वर्क था उनका सॉरी सेक्सुअल पॉलिटिक्स करके 1970 में पब्लिश हुआ था. So it was an influential work by him, by her, sorry, by her, Sexual Politics, 1970, analyzed, power dynamics and the operation of women within patriarchal society. Okay, using the term sexual politics to describe the mechanisms through which control and dominant are uh, exercised over certain groups, particularly women. And Catherine, uh, Kate Millett, and Catherine, uh, the full name was uh, Catherine uh, Murray Millett. This is the full name of her. So she was an American feminist also, American feminist writer actually, and educator, artist, activist. She was activist. So activist. That is why uh, you know uh, she attended the universities of Oxford and was the first American woman to be awarded a degree with first class honors after studying at St. Hilda's College, Oxford. And in that particular time, I was talking about 1934 to 2017. Actually, recently she died. So basically, after 1934, you can see the historical background. So in that time, actually, she defines sexual politics. Okay, she was activist, so she defines this in patriarchal society, and that is why he wrote a work. Sorry, she wrote a work, सेक्सुअल पॉलिटिक्स. बार बार ही बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि नाम ही ऐसा है, केट मिलट. बट ये जो है ये फीमेल है. ओके, केट मिलट याद रखना. जो कि 1970 में एक बुक भी लिखी थी, वो सेक्सुअल पॉलिटिक्स, याद रखो इसको. जिसमें ये जो मतलब अरेंजमेंट्स नहीं, वेयर बाय one group of persons is controlled by another, ये जो था. ओके, so don't forget this. Okay, so next question is, let's go for the next question, guys. एक second. Question number 12, and this is a very much I think for me this is a confusing question, and I was confused also, because the question is, who is the opinion that Virginia Woolf was not uh, interested in a balance between masculine and feminine types, but in a total displacement of fixed gender identities. Basically, I was thinking about Toril Moi, but the fact is, the right option is, Judith Butler. Understand? The right option is Judith Butler. Wait. Judith Butler. This is the right option. Why? Because I was talking about Toril Moi, because uh, she's not actually, Toril Moi is not, because Toril Moi focuses on the complexities of Wolf, Wolf's concept of uh, you know androgony, androgyny, not necessarily a complete displacement, displacement. And Toril Moi जो है, Toril Moi is a feminist scholar, and but she's not specifically known for uh, discussing Virginia Woolf's view on gender identity. She is known for her contributions on feminist theory, particularly her analysis of the works on works of Simone de Beauvoir. Okay, Simone de Beauvoir, and exploration of feminist literary criticism. So Julia Kristeva is not option, because here Julia Kristeva explores uh, you know uh, uh, you know uh, Julia Kristeva basically she explores similar themes of subjectivity and fluidity, but her work uh, might not directly address Virginia Woolf's specific views. Mary Wollstonecraft is option C. So this option is not correct, because Mary Wollstonecraft, a key figure in early feminism. Just understand, in early feminism, and predates Wolf, and would not be directly, if I say, concerned with the concept of displacing fixed gender identities. But uh, I can say Judith Butler is the right option. Judith Butler is a prominent feminist theorist who is uh, known for her work on performatively of gender. Okay, which argues that gender is not a fixed identity but a performance, according to her. Okay, so this aligns with the idea of displacing fixed gender identities. Okay, so I was also confused. I was thinking that Tolmoy is the right answer, but later I can understand, and I realize that no, Judith Butler is the right option. So basically, guys, आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा जो चीज़ मतलब आपको फेस करना है, आपको चार ऑप्शंस दिए जाएंगे यहाँ पे, और क्वेश्चन ऐसा पूछा जाएगा। यूनिवर्सिटी को इतना भी मतलब मत समझो कि वो आपको ऐसा कुछ क्वेश्चन दे जिसका आंसर आप गूगल में इजी मिल जाए आपको। गूगल में इसका आंसर दिया जाएगा, अलग अलग साइट्स में, अलग अलग जगहों पर, वेबसाइट्स में, एसएलएम में जो दिया जाएगा उसी को लिखना, अगर डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड हो तभी। बाकी मैं एक ही चीज कहूंगा कि क्या बोलो तो अलग अलग मतलब जगह पे अगर ढूंढोगे, कभी कभी अलग अलग आंसर्स तो आप लोगों को मिलेगा। तो हम लोगों को चीजों को एलिमिनेट करना है, जैसे कि मैं अभी एलिमिनेट करके आप लोगों को बताया, वैसे ही एलिमिनेशन प्रोसेस आपको समझना है। ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे हम लोग जाते हैं। यहाँ पे बोला गया हु इज द टर्म hegemony to denote the predominance of one social class over others. Antonio Gramsci, Walter Benjamin, Louis Althusser, Terry Eagleton. So basically, the right answer is Antonio Gramsci. Okay, मैं मतलब क्विक बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि इससे क्या होगा, आप लोगों को मतलब टाइम थोड़ा सा बचेगा और कुछ नहीं। तो Antonio Gramsci, why I'm saying Antonio Gramsci, actually he was an Italian, Marxist philosopher. If you read Marxism, then you can get this hegemony word. Hegemony, very much powerful word. Okay, And Gramsci was an Italian Marxist philosopher and widely recognized for developing the concept cultural hegemony. Cultural hegemony, just understand. Okay, so he explored how the ruling class maintains dominance to not just you know if I say uh, not just through uh, through force but by shaping cultural norms and values that benefit their position. So Walter Benjamin and remaining others, I don't think so. They are options. They're right options. Because Walter Benjamin was a philosopher and cultural critic who did not focus on specifically on social class hegemony, right? And why not Louis Althusser? Because Louis Althusser, if I say, uh, is not also the correct option because Althusser, if you uh, Walter Benjamin is wrong answer. Louis Althusser, Louis Althusser, if I say, he was a structuralist Marxist theorist. Okay, whose work didn't heavily emphasize the concept of hegemony, and we are talking about hegemony. So Terry Eagleton is not right answer because Terry Eagleton is a contemporary literary theorist who engages with Gramsci's ideas, anti-Gramsci's ideas, but it is not credited with originating the term in this context. So I just saying that I'm just saying Antonio Gramsci is the proper answer. Why and how I am choosing the correct answer, you have to understand. I'm not going to search this question on Google because sometimes Google is Google हम लोगों को धोखा देता है. So मैं जितना पढ़ा हूँ and मुझे जितना पता है और चीज़ों को कनेक्ट करके मुझे जितना समझ में आता है टाइमलाइन टाइम पीरियड को समझ के जितना समझ में आता है उसी के बेसिस में मैं एक्सप्लेन भी कर रहा हूँ और आप लोगों को भी बोलूंगा कि गलती मत करना मतलब इजी मत लेना ठीक है कभी कभी आप लोगों के साथ भी ऐसा हो सकता है आप लोग खुद कंफ्यूज हो सकते हो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को ठीक है तो क्वेश्चंस को कैसे क्रैक करना पड़ेगा वही तरीका मैं बता रहा हूँ सो आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग ऑल द ऑप्शंस आल्सो along with the correct answer okay so next let's talk about the next question. Question number 40. Poetry is not a turning loose of emotion, but an escape from emotion. It is not expression of personality, but an escape from personality. What is the source of this line? What is the source? They are asking about the source. Okay, they are asking about the source, guys. So understand. Option A, Matthew Arnold, Study of Poetry. Option B, S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Biography Literaria. C. Clenbrook, The Well-Roughed Urn. D. T.S. Eliot, Tradition and the Individual Talent. Okay, ये चार ऑप्शन ही दिया गया. So which one? मैं अगर बोलूँ तो कौन सा मतलब सही है? आप लोगों ने अगर इस वर्क को पढ़ा होगा कभी ट्रेडिशन एंड द इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट तब आप लोगों को समझ में आएगा कि दिस फेमस कोट दिस पर्टिकुलरली फेमस कोट कहां से आया ओके ट्रेडिशन एंड द इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट अगर आप लोग पढ़ोगे वहां पे आप लोग देखना बेसिकली दिस फेमस कोट comes from T.S. Eliot's influential essays Tradition and Individual Talent where he argues that great poetry is not just a raw expression of feelings but rather a transformation and refinement of emotion through craft and tradition so ये वो बोल रहे हैं तो obviously so this is also associated with this with tradition and individual talent. So T.S. Eliot's tradition and individual talent is the right answer. ओके, ये ओपन एंड शट मतलब है, इसमें कोई भी मतलब बोलने वाली बात नहीं है। जो कोट है ये डायरेक्ट यहीं से लिया गया। सो दिस इज द राइट आंसर। सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 15 में चलते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 15 में बोला गया वोल्टर पेन ऑप्शन है, आप लोग देख लो, क्लिफर्ड ग्रिड्स है। तो क्वेश्चन क्या बोला गया, सॉरी मैं बिना क्वेश्चन पढ़े मतलब ऑप्शन पे चला गया। एक सेकेंड, बार बार स्विच हो रहा है, रुको, कहाँ गया? हाँ यही तो था, हाँ यही था। So basically, who argues that much new historist criticism lacks a theory of history? So who argues? Basically, Walter Benn, Clifford Greaves, options जो है जेमसन, फ्रेडरिक जेमसन एंड जॉनथन गोल्डबर्ग। सो यहाँ पे जो मेन आंसर होगा वो है, बता रहा हूँ, बार बार ये कहाँ चला जा रहा। सो यहाँ पे जो मेन मतलब आंसर है वो होगा फेडरिक जेमसन। Because Walter Ben Michael is a literary and cultural critic, understand? He was literary and cultural critic whose work doesn't specifically focus on critiquing new historicism's theory of history. So wrong हो गया। Next, Clifford uh, Gates कैसे मतलब नहीं हुआ? Because he is an anthropologist known for his work on cultural interpretation, but his critiques might not directly target new historicism, historical framework. So guys, this answer is wrong. And why not this one? Actually, why this one? Frederick Jameson. Why Frederick Jameson? Because he was a Marxist literary critic and known for his critiques of various literatures, including New Historicism. So he has argued that some new historic approaches lack of robust, robust theory of history, particularly regarding larger historical focuses and social structures and shape cultural productions. So that is why Frederick Jameson is the right answer. And Jonathan Goldberg, if I say, is also wrong. This option is also wrong because no, Jonathan Goldberg is a prominent new historicist scholar himself. So he wouldn't be likely to criticize movements, if I say, movements core tenest. Okay, so that is why he is also not included here. So the right answer is C. Frederick Jameson. Okay, so let's go for the next slide. Question number 16. In his preface to lyrical ballads, what vital role does Wordsworth assign to poetry? ये बहुत easy question है, easy भी है और बहुत confusing भी है दोस्तों, पता है। मतलब जब इस क्वेश्चन को अपने तरीके से मैं क्रैक कर रहा था तो मुझे मतलब लगा कि एस्थेटिक डिलाइट जो है वो सही होगा, पर बाद में मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि नहीं, दिस इज रॉन्ग। एस्थेटिक डिलाइट एंड मोरल पर्पस, ये दोनों में मैं बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन था, मगर एक्चुअल में ये जो मोरल पर्पस है, सही आंसर ये है। अब बता रहा हूं क्या एस्थेटिक डिलाइट जो है, एक्चुअली दिस एस्थेटिक डिलाइट इज अ potential effect of poetry, but Wordsworth emphasizes the emotional and reflective power that ideas to moral insights. So definitely moral purpose is a correct answer. because in preface to lyrical preface to lyrical ballads, actually preface portion, preface, Wordsworth argues that poetry arises from strong emotions recollected in tranquility. The poet's role is to use vivid language and explore ordinary experiences to connect with readers on a deeper level. Okay, deeper level, prompting reflection and moral understanding. So this focus on human emotions and experiences with a potential for moral growth aligns, if I say aligns with the idea of moral purpose. So that is why moral purpose is the right answer, guys. And literary, if I say, this option is wrong because a literary uh, finances financy is a quality of good writing, but it is not the central purpose Wordsworth outlines in the preface. If you read preface, then you can understand. Okay, and while he doesn't reject skillful execution, his focus is on the content and impact. And last option, social uplift, is also wrong. Why? Because social uplift might be a consequence of the moral purpose, but Wordsworth is more concerned with the internal experience and ethical awakening of the reader. So basically, social uplift is also wrong. So the right answer is moral purpose. Okay. So let's go for the next question, guys. I hope you are getting my points. Question number 17. Oh my god, this question यार सच में। गाइस एक बात बताता हूँ आप लोगों को, मतलब यहाँ पे जितने भी ऑप्शंस आप लोग देख रहे हो, मैं अगर बोलूँ कि सारे ऑप्शंस ही ऑल ऑफ एबव में कर दूं तो गलत नहीं होगा, मगर यहाँ पे मोस्ट कनेक्टेड जो ऑप्शन है उसको मैं चूज करूंगा। 90% लोग ये सोचते हैं, इवन उस टाइम पे भी जब असाइनमेंट हुआ था, कि इमोशन राइट आंसर है, बट इसको भी मैं आज रॉन्ग प्रूव कर दूंगा। और लोग सोचते हैं लैंग्वेज इज द राइट आंसर, बहुत सारे एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, इसको भी आज रॉन्ग कर दूंगा। राइम को समझते हैं राइट आंसर होगा, इसको भी मैं आज रॉन्ग प्रूव कर दूंगा, क्योंकि राइट आंसर होगा सब्जेक्ट। गाइस वीडियो को स्किप मत करना, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसको समझो। एंड इवन जिनके साथ मेरा आर्ग्यूमेंट भी हुआ था इस टॉपिक को लेके, थोड़ा सा आर्ग्यूमेंट भी हुआ था कि व्हाई नॉट सब्जेक्ट, व्हाई आर यू चूजिंग इमोशन। सो उनके लिए भी मतलब ये एक मैसेज है। सो गाइस यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, दैट व्हाई सब्जेक्ट इज राइट आंसर, बिकॉज वर्ड्सवर्थ जो है, वर्ड्सवर्थ uses nature to evoke emotions. Just understand what I'm saying. William Wordsworth uses nature to evoke emotions, and Coleridge explores the supernatural and imagination. And पहले आप लोग क्वेश्चन को पढ़ो, पहले क्वेश्चन को समझो, ठीक है? मतलब ये क्वेश्चन में कभी याद नहीं रखो, मतलब भूलूंगा नहीं, मेरा एकदम से याद है। इसी वजह से ये जो ऑप्शन है मैं थोड़ा सा भावना में बह के अभी क्वेश्चंस को पढ़ना ही भूल गया और आंसर ही मैंने दे दिया। एक्चुअल में क्वेश्चन क्या कहता है, ऑन व्हाट ग्राउंड, समझो क्वेश्चन को, ऑन व्हाट ग्राउंड डज कोलरिज, एसटी कोलरिज सर, ओके, कोलरिज प्राइमरीली डिफर विथ वर्ड्सवर्थ, इस लाइन को मैं अंडरलाइन करता हूं, ठीक है, differ with Wordsworth in context of their understanding of कब, romantic poetry, understanding of romantic poetry in romantic age, actually guys, I'm just saying that, okay. ऑफ रोमांटिक पोएट्री किस जगह पे डिफर करता है कोलरिज का सब्जेक्ट में क्यों subject is the most likely difference if I say rhyme and language are not primarily if I say points of contention within romanticism in the time in the era emotion lots of my friends and lots of students are also they are also saying that emotion is the right answer but emotion is core element of romanticism that they likely agreed on. So why I should choose emotion? No, this is a common. This is I don't think so. This is a differ meaning actually. Differ with Wordsworth. Coleridge's primarily differ with Wordsworth, as questions did. Right? See, I'm just giving you just the differences. Okay. First of all, in subject, I said the option A is the right answer, right? So Wordsworth actually found beauty and inspiration in the ordinary and everyday aspects of nature. And he believed poetry should use a simple and common language to reflect these experiences. Think, guys, think. Think poems like, uh, uh, मतलब ऐसे कुछ एलिमेंट्स है जिसको इवोक हो रहा है जो ठीक है सो इसी वजह से वर्सेस कॉलेज के बीच बहुत सारा मतलब आपस में मतलब उन लोगों का दोस्ती तो था कुछ जगह पे एक दूसरे को वो अपोज करते थे एंड इफ आई से अबाउट Coleridge actually favored the mysterious supernatural जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वर्dsworth का जो पर्सपेक्टिव है बता दिया अब कोलरिज का क्या है सब्जेक्ट में कैसे ये लोग मतलब वेरी मतलब जो डिफरेंस है क्यों डिफरेंस है बिकॉज कोलरिज फेवर्ड द मिस्टीरियस supernatural and power of imagination if you read कुबला खां आप लोग पढ़े होंगे आप लोगों को समझ में आया होगा कॉलेज फेवर्ड मिस्टीरियस supernatural and the power of imagination you just you are just connecting my points because if you read Kubla Khan or other works by Coleridge so basically power of imagination to create uh, fantastical works and he used more elevated language and explored philosophical themes if I say the rhyme of the ancient marine was a work with its uh, albatross and uh, ghostly crew you can find there so that is why सब्जेक्ट इज इंपॉर्टेंट हियर where actually दोनों में डिफर मतलब कॉलेज कॉलेज प्राइमरली डिफर विद Wordsworth and rhyme why not rhyme because both romantic poets used rhyme schemes this is just general obviously but the specific pattern might differ based on the poem's mood and content और इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि हम लोग राइम को चूज करें यहाँ हमने rhyme was not a major point of you know contention so that is why rhyme is not a correct answer and language lots of people actually think that they are thinking oh yes language should be the correct answer but no language is not correct answer because William Wordsworth championed the use of use of everyday language believing it based connected with uh, readers and conveyed the emotions inspired by nature okay so this focus on accessibility is a hallmark of his style okay and if I say about Coleridge so he is not opposed to simpler language. He left comfortable using more elevated vocabulary and complex imagery to explore his themes. If you read preface to lyrical ballad and biography literature, then you can find the difference, guys. Language is a tool, according to Coleridge. Language is a tool. The subject matter drives, the overall content and direction of the poem. So that is why subject is the right answer. And Coleridge's choice of fantastical elements and the supernatural, or if I say philosophical ideas, is a more fundamental difference than just the language he uses. Okay, and Wordsworth could also, he could also use elevated language. He could, he could, but his focus remained on every experiences and emotions evoked by nature. So that is why subject is here is the right answer. Okay. So emotion is wrong, language is wrong, rhyme is wrong. See, according to me, as per my concern, I said that if you see, if you see something different, if you consider uh, language is a correct answer, or if you consider emotion is considered, then go with this, no problem. But according to me, subject is the correct answer. Okay, and this is the correct answer, guys. ठीक है, आप लोगों को समझ में भी आया होगा ये चीज. So basically subject captures the essence of their their difference. सिंपली एक बात बताता हूँ, आप लोग समझो कि अदर्स ऑप्शंस, अगर इमोशंस के बारे में अगर मैं बोलूँ, लैंग्वेज के बारे में भी, तो व्हाई दोज आर नॉट प्रॉपर? बिकॉज जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट another way, guys. Imagine two painters, one paints landscapes using mostly basic colors, while other paints fantastic creatures. Creature, I'm talking about creature, fantastic creatures with a white palette. The difference in subject matter, landscape versus creatures, is more striking than just the colors used. Like if I say basic versus diverse. Okay, and emotion is wrong because both poets were deeply invested in capturing and expressing emotions in their poetry. So this focus on emotion is a core element of romanticism, guys. Come on, that they likely agreed on. So why should I choose emotion? Definitely, we shouldn't choose emotion, language, or rhyme option. Subject is the main point, and subject is the correct answer. As per my concern, even I also ticked this question. Okay, so let's talk about the next question. Question number 18. Which of the following is not principal resource of language of the kind that new critics use in analyzing literary text? न्यू क्रिटिसिज्म में आप लोगों को मिल जाएगा ये टॉपिक. हाइपरबोल, मेटाफर, आयरनी, एम्बिग्युइटी. विच वन? हाइपरबोल इज द करेक्ट आंसर. हाइपरबोल याद रखो, हाइपरबोल. इसमें भी बहुत लोग मेटाफर कर रहे थे, आयरनी कह रहे थे, ठीक है, मगर हाइपरबोल इज द करेक्ट आंसर, गाइस, बिकॉज अमंग द ऑप्शंस, if you see in my screen, or if you see in the video, then among those options, I think hyperbole is not typically considered a principal resources of language in the kind of analysis conducted by new critics. If you read new criticism, then you can understand my points, guys. And metaphor, if I say about the metaphor, let's talk about metaphor. Metaphor is indeed principal resources of language that new critics often use in analyzing literary text. Metaphors involves in comparison of two unlike things to suggest a similar between them, and they are frequently employed in literature to convey abstract ideas, or if I say deepen the reader's understanding of a text or themes or characters. That is why metaphor, we should not consider metaphor is the correct answer. And option C, irony. Why irony? Why should irony? Irony, no. This is also wrong. Why? Because irony, whether verbal, situational, or dramatic, is another principal resource of language, frequently analyzed by critics also. Irony is a tool also frequently analyzed by new critics. Irony involves a contrast between what is expected and what actually occurs, and it is often employed by authors to convey complex ideas, critique societal norms, or add layers of meaning to their text. New critics would, you know, carefully examine instances of irony to, if I say, to uncover the text, underlying themes, contradictions, or tensions. Okay, ambiguity is not proper answer. Ambiguity is also wrong, guys. This is also wrong because ambiguity is the presence of, the presence of multiple possible interpretations or meanings within a text. So it is also a key focus on new critical analysis. So ambiguity is not a proper answer. Okay, let's talk about the next question. Which critical practice has been described as a politicized from uh, uh, form of historiography, deconstruction, cultural materialism, Marxist criticism, new historicism? Cultural materialism is the right answer. This is the right answer because cultural materialism is a literary theory and critical practice that emerged in late 20th century, primarily associated with the work Raymond Williams and Jonathan Dollimore. Just write down these two names. It focuses the relationship between literature and the material conditions of society. This is a conduction type, conducting type I'm talking about, including economic, political, and social factors. Cultural materialist critics analyze literature within the broader context of culture and society, exploring how text both reflects and participate in the power dynamics and struggles of their historical moment. By emphasizing the material conditions of society, cultural materialism offers a politicized approach to literary analysis that seeks to uncover the underlying social and economic, if I say, forces at work within literary text. So the British critic Graham, if I say, the British critic was Graham Holderness, who describes cultural materialism as a politicized from historiography. So cultural materialism is the right answer. Whatever I said right now, whatever I am explaining right now regarding the this question, just note down, pause the video and पीछे जाकर सारे नाम को एंड सब चीज को उसको मार्क कर लेना. पेपर 5 में उसके रिगार्डिंग भी क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. ठीक है, इसीलिए मैं मतलब नेक्स्ट जो आप लोगों का एग्जाम होगा उसके पर्सपेक्टिव में मैं सब कुछ मतलब एनालिसिस मोड में मैं बता रहा हूँ कि क्यों अदर मतलब ऑप्शंस आर नॉट प्रॉपर है. प्रॉपर फिट बैठता है क्यों नहीं, मतलब फिट बैठ प्रॉपरली फिट यहाँ पे बैठ रहा है. ओके, next talk about the next question. Who considered language as a network relations and difference? Claude Lévi-Strauss, Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida, Roman Jakobson. Basically, Jacques Derrida. If you check your SLM, you get this answer. For this question in your SLM, you can find, guys. Saussure considered language as a critique network. Just understand. There are lots of actually people are thinking also that Claude Lévi-Strauss is the right answer, or if I say Roman Jakobson is the right answer, but Jacques Derrida is the right answer, guys. Good find in you can find in your SLM also. You can read there. So Saussure considered language as a network, network of relations and difference. But the correct answer is Jacques Derrida because Jacques Derrida's deconstructive philosophy emphasizes the idea that language operates through a network of difference and relations rather than fixed meanings. And this concept is central to his approach to language and textual analyst. Basically, this option is correct. Option C is correct. Chastity था. आई होप आप लोगों को मतलब सब कुछ समझ में आया होगा प्रॉपर तरीके से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई होगी। एंड ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन था। तो ये 20 क्वेश्चन होते हैं असाइनमेंट में, ठीक है। पेपर 6, 7 एंड 8 का भी कराऊंगा, ठीक है। तो ये जो वीडियो है मैं अपलोड कर दूंगा, आप लोग देख लेना, और जो भी मैंने इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स बताए उसको भी लिख लेना। थैंक यू सो मच, एंड खुश रहना और अच्छे से एग्जाम देना। थैंक यू।